I have 2 cups of rice here, and I just washed them in water to get rid of the starch, and we are going to add this to the pot. This is the fried onions that I use. And you can fry your own shallots or red onions or even garlic, but this is what I use. We're gonna toast up the red onions in some oil. Until they turn slightly golden. You don't want to burn them. Turn off the heat. So they look like this, and they're crunchy. Sliced onions, green onions, and cilantro for the toppings. We're going to toast the rice in the same pan that we fried the red onions. When your rice is dried, there's some water in there. Pour it in. And then we're going to toast this until it gets fragrant. Okay, so I added 3 garlic cloves in here. You can crush them up or chop them. I'm just lazy, so I just threw them in whole. So you see the rice is starting to toast up. And then we're gonna throw the chicken in. Okay, so slice the chicken into cubes, slices, bite-sized pieces, big pieces, really up to you. So when I used to make this pre-kids, I would throw in some chilies, whole chilies in here, and fry them up with the rice. So I'd have that, give it that spicy flavor. But since I have kids and they don't really eat spicy food, I don't add it in anymore. Mix the chicken in and add some water or chicken broth or whatever liquid you want. Okay, I have some ginger here that I'm going to wash and char up and throw it into the broth. So how I do it, usually with a gas stove, you can just put your ginger on there, or you can just put it directly on the burner, or in the air fryer, or in the oven with the boiler on. Okay, so it's starting to char up. You just give it a quick rinse to get all the black char off, and slice them up and throw it into the broth. Okay, so liquid in, I just fill it to somewhat to the top of the pot. Add more water if you need to, but the rice will thicken up the broth. Okay, so we can throw our ginger in. And then I'm also going to throw in some chopped onions. So I season with a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, and we're going to bring this to a boil. I also have fish sauce here that I'll be adding. Let's do it's probably a 1/4 cup. If you like your rice soup sweet, you can add a pinch of sugar or use some rock sugar. But I'm gonna give this a boil first and taste it to see if I need to adjust anything. So I'm just gonna add a little tiny piece of the rock sugar. If you don't have rock sugar, you can just use a teaspoon of sugar. So once the soup boils, just lower the heat and we'll simmer till the rice gets, puffy. So now I'm going to add some mushroom seasoning. This is just a pinch or 2. I like to add mushroom seasoning because I don't use MSG, and I don't want to add any more fish sauce or salt because I don't want the broth to be salty. So the rice is getting cooked, and it will thicken the broth as we simmer it. Okay, it's been a couple minutes now simmering, and it's getting thicker and thicker. The rice is getting bigger and bigger. We're gonna let this go for a little bit longer. You can eat it whenever you want. It's really up to you. If you like it this way, you can, but I like it more of a porridge type. Okay, and it's just about done. I know some of you guys are vegetarians or vegans. You can do the same thing, just don't add chicken. If you want to, you can cut up some soft tofu or firm tofu. Just use some vegetable broth. But instead of fish sauce, you can use the mushroom seasoning and just use more of it. But yeah, this is basically it. And then we garnish it with the onions and the herbs that we chopped up. And you can't forget the fried shallots. Okay, so here is the finished bowl. We're going to add in some cilantro, some green onions, thinly sliced red onions. Lemon is optional if you want some lemon. My kids like eggs, so I'm gonna add some eggs. Black pepper. You can add some bean sprouts if you like, but this is it. It's super easy and super yummy. Enjoy! And I totally forgot about the fried onions. You have to add these in. Right, Owen?
Yeah, they're really good.
Is it your favorite?
Even I eat them in the bowl.
Yeah. So yummy. Crispy. Time, careful.
Oh.
Really hot. You like the little onions on top?
Mm-hmm.
Owen likes the fried onions. It's hot, huh?
Mm-hmm. You also want to do this?
Yeah, you can mix it however you want.